What's up guys, I'm randomfrankp, back with episode 44 of Room Tour Project, the series where we show off the best setups. Now as per usual, we have some awesome ones to show off for you guys, but we do have a very unique one, something that we've never had anything like it before on this series. I think you guys are definitely gonna like it. So let's kick off episode 44. Alright, take a look at this. This setup is crazy, and while it might not be what you're expecting, this is just nuts. I wanted to show it off first, get you guys pumped for the rest of the episode. This is one of those Emperor Labs chairs, and they definitely cost a pretty penny. It is the XL 1510 chair from WME Lab, and it is just insane. So in this scorpion looking like chair, as you can see, it is holding the monitor, so it's all this one unit that is pretty much completely transformable. It's motorized, and sitting in this nice chair, it's gonna be like you're sitting on a throne. You can really adjust and control everything. There's lights you can control, even air conditioning, the angles of which your chair is reclined at. You can even change the height of the monitors. You can be laying completely flat and have the monitors above you. You will literally feel like a king in this chair. Taking a look at some of the gear, those monitors are 3 of the Dell U2715H 27-inch monitors. You can see he has some Bose companion speakers on top. For his peripherals, his keyboard is the Razer Black Widow mechanical keyboard, and his mouse over there on the right side is a Razer Mamba mouse, and that little tablet-like thing is how he can make all these adjustments to his Emperor chair. Then the brains powering this whole thing is the Apple Mac Pro. He probably went with this more for the form factor overall, since it's tiny and he can just mount it right to this chair. Inside it's got the 3.7 GHz quad core, the Intel Xeon E5, 16 gigs of RAM, dual AMD FirePro graphics. So that's pretty much going to be powering this entire unit. And then next to that, he has this Pi preamble here. He's got 10 Raspberry Pis inside doing something. No, not actual Raspberry Pis, but you know what I mean. I'm not too sure what the whole purpose of this is, but it looks crazy, and I'm sure it's doing something meaningful. Altogether, this is just an insane setup. Granted, it's not your traditional setup. It's all just sort of in this Emperor chair, but with the lights, it's all reclinable. Everything he has, I feel like if I would sit in this, I would never want to sit in anything else ever again. This is awesome. Next up, RGB for days with this triple monitor gaming setup. Got the RGB peripherals there on the desk, and you know it's a true gaming setup when you have tons of posters and a portrait of Lord Gaben right above your monitors. Taking a look at some of his gear, he has 3 24-inch BenQ monitors here, and if you don't know already, BenQ is pretty much the king of gaming monitors, so you know he's taking this shit seriously. And then when it comes to what's on the desk, the main keyboard is the Corsair Gaming K95 RGB keyboard with some clear keycaps. The alternative keyboard is the Magic Force keyboard with some red and white keycaps. That mouse is the Corsair M65 in white. And we have a pair of the Audio-Technica M50X headphones with some D-brand skins and the Antlion mod mic. Now, shout out to the cable management because the floor is definitely looking very clean and organized. You can see his very tiny Cooler Master ITX case, and inside that he's rocking an i5 4690K CPU, a 970 graphics card, and 8 GB of RAM. So if I had to kind of sum this up, it would hands down be a total gamer's room. Right from your peripherals to the posters on the wall to the RGB lights and your BenQ monitors. Great job making this a really awesome setup. Next up from Swizzy, this guy's got a lot going on. Triple monitors plus that overhead TV for a crazy display scenario setup, all that stuff. But more specifically, those are 3 27-inch Asus monitors with a 46-inch Samsung LED TV up top, giving him screen real estate for days. And then honestly, would a setup really be complete without an RGB light strip somewhere? Of course, got it behind the monitors and the TV, so we can have some RGB backlighting just to add some more character and color to the room. Taking a look on his desktop on that nice extended mouse pad, he's rocking a Corsair K70 RGB keyboard, the famous Logitech G502 Proteus Spectra mouse, and a Razer Tartarus gaming pad. And then for his audio game, he's rocking a pair of the Astro A50s and the Logitech G933 Artemis Spectrum headset that I just reviewed a few weeks ago. And +1 for routing your cables down through the desk grommet to really keep up on your cable management. So taking a look at his PC, he's rocking an i7 4770K CPU, an EVGA 980 graphics card, 16 gigs of RAM, all in that nice Thermaltake A71 full tower. And while it's not that Emperor chair we saw in the beginning, he's using a DX Racer to keep him nice and comfortable for his gaming sessions. And altogether, it's a pretty cool gaming room with the LED lights. You got some posters up, some gaming figures and stuff around. See the controllers on the desk, the PS4, and the whole setup you have here with the 4 displays. It's definitely a solid gaming room. Now I'm liking this one. It's bringing everything back down to earth. I think it's nice and chill. It's very well organized, and I'm digging it. Well, what else can I say? We have 2 monitors with an overhead display on this nice desk with some backlighting as well, and the wallpapers help give the room a nice cooling, calming feeling. Now into the gear, which he courteously edited onto the photos. You can see he has 2 Samsung 27-inch monitors, some JBL Pebble speakers, the ROG Gladius mouse on the Corsair MM200 mousepad, and that keyboard is the DOS Keyboard Ultimate 4. Very nice selection. But the setup doesn't end there. He also has a secondary one off to the side in the other corner of his room, and he's rocking another Samsung 27-inch monitor. He has his MSI laptop right there as well, his Astro A50 headset, and that wireless Logitech keyboard. You also see he has a retired Poker 2 keyboard there with his DJI Inspire. Not really too sure what this is for, maybe just like a secondary, media viewing station. But I like how he has them both just for, whatever he needs, alternative spaces, why not? But taking a look at his PC, which is powering his main setup, we have another i7 4770K overclocked at 4.4 GHz, 32 gigs of Corsair Vengeance RAM, and an Asus 780 Ti, all inside of the Corsair Obsidian 750D case. And another first time thing on this show is a collection of Coca-Cola cans and Coca-Cola products. Very unique. But as an overall bedroom, I think it's really awesome. Everything is very clean and organized. That is very apparent. So big props for that. I like what you're doing with this. Speaking of clean and organized, alright, I see you. Definitely liking this desk and the way you have this all set up. Looks very clean. For those displays, he has 3 ultra-wide monitors on the desk. Those are 3 of the Samsung 34-inch 1440p Ultra HD monitors. As for what's on the desk, his keyboard is the Corsair Gaming K70 RGB with brown switches, mouse, again, the Logitech G502, Proteus Spectrum with some RGB lights as well, and we have that Sennheiser PC 360 gaming headset there. Powering that setup in his main build is an i7 6700K, 32 gigs of Corsair Dominator Platinum RAM, 2 EVGA hybrid 980 Ti's in SLI inside the Corsair 750D case. Definitely a nice and powerful build, and I like the way it looks with the white LED lights fans on the inside. And then we got a little panorama of the office space here all together. Got the battle station on one side of the wall with a secondary setup off to the right again. I guess tons of versatility, even if it's for just watching TV or gaming. Definitely a cool office. And then to round this one out, I don't want to focus too much on this in terms of gear and stuff like that, but let's take a moment to appreciate the 5 monitors and this sort of floating crazy orientation he can just maneuver and put these monitors in this sort of battle station, desk, office, setup room, whatever this is. It's pretty nuts. When you think of the Frankenstein of setups, I want you to think of this and those 5 monitor arms that he has holding each one of these monitors up. But when it's all said and done, no matter what this is used for, whether it's gaming or photo and video editing or maybe even stock trading, definitely a unique setup here. Just wanted to show it off for fun. Alright guys, that'll do it for episode 44 of Room Tour Project. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to give this video a big thumbs up to show your support, and check the description down below. I'll have all the products listed down there for you, as well as some simple instructions on how to submit your setup if you want to be considered to be on a future episode of Room Tour Project. Make sure to hit me up and follow me on Twitter at randomfrankp. And lastly, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. You're not going to want to miss out any tech reviews I got coming up to the channel, as well as any future episodes of Room Tour Project. Well, I'm Random Frank P. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good day.